Hey everybody, Chris Bassett here, and I'm playing a little Destiny 2! In this video, I'll be going over one of my favorite Warlock builds, Voidsplosion! Alright buddy, I'll be having some gameplay in the background over there, so check that out while I do that Master Lost sector. Let's get into the build, buddy! Alright boys, so we're starting off, you know, we're rocking the Void Warlock, obviously, running a Void Walker. So I do like the Nova Bomb Cataclysm for extra explosions, more projectiles. Projectiles, I will be running the Healing Rift because if Devour's down, this is a nice, in a pinch, sort of healing ability. Throw that on. Burst Glide seems to be my favorite out of the jumping. Gives strong initial boost of speed with directional drift. So it seems like it's a little easier to control. Blink is really tough unless you're in PvP. Then it's godlike. But I can't jump, so... You know they say, white men can't jump. Okay. Next, Pocket Singularity. So the way the build works is we'll be doubling down on extra melees and extra grenades. So this is nice because you can alternate between the grenade throw and the melee throw. So Pocket Singularity just feels like one more tiny grenade I'm throwing out of my pocket. Hot Pockets. Scatter Grenade. So I am enjoying the Scatter Grenade. You know, you overcharge it, throw it, and it has a large explosion. It does a ton of damage. Really good, really great. I'm really liking the Scatter Grenade. So that plays with our aspects, right? We got the Chaos Accelerant. That way you hold LB, or if you're on mouse and key, whatever that is, T or R. I don't know. Put in the comments. Who plays keyboard? But you overcharge your grenade, making it deadlier. So the Scatter Grenade, the sub-munitions track nearby targets. So it has some tracking, pretty fun, and a big explosion time. And then for the second aspect, I am using Feed the Void. So this is our secondary way to heal, right? We get Devour, and then you can absorb HP when you kill an enemy. It also restores not only health, but grenade. So that's kind of looping into the gameplay loop. Alright, so let's look at the Fragments real fast. Since we are running kind of a lower healing build, the Echo of Vigilance does really help when your shields are depleted, so you're like in that last little bit of red, and you get a kill. You get a temporary Void Overshield. So this has actually saved me quite a bit, especially in harder content, you know, where your HP will get down low and then it kind of struggles. If you get a kill in that time, you get this temporary Overshield, and it's super clutch. So I like running that. And then I'm running Echo of Expulsion. You know, since we are chucking grenades and melee, pocket singularities everywhere, there will be final blows, so more explosions. Explosions! Alright, and then for the last two, I'm running Echo of Provision and Echo of Exchange. So this basically works in tandem with each other, so you get a grenade damage, and it gives you melee energy, and then you get a melee final blow, and it gives you grenade energy. So this works pretty simpatico. It also stacks nice with what we have on the gauntlets, which is the Impact Induction. So when you get a grenade damage... when you get a melee damage, you get grenade energy, and then the momentum transfer, causing damage with your grenade, reduces melee cooldown. So this compounds. Speaking of which, our exotic gloves are the Controverse Hold. So you resist damage when charging your Void Grenade with Chaos Accelerant, and then when you chuck that Scatter Grenade, the grenades return energy on hit, which is very important, and then it also implies Weaken. So you're constantly getting grenades back, as long as you're hitting stuff, especially multiple stuffs. You get a lot of grenade energy, and you can just keep chucking those grenades out. So that's why we're running the Controverse Hold. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the armor set. So on this set, I am running the Iron Battalion set. So you can get this set during Iron Banner, which is currently now. You can play some Iron Banner and then get that set to drop. So you can not only get it from like the loot pool, just dropping randomly, you'll also get ciphers when you do complete matches, and then you can trade those ciphers in at shacks directly for the armor pieces that you want. And so I'd recommend that you go with a Grenade build, obviously, we're going grenade here. So it is nice to have a high grenade stat and a high super stat, because the second part of the Iron Banner is if you get lots of kills with your Nova Bomb, you'll get super energy back. So you need at least 6 kills with the Nova Bomb to get 50% of your super back, which is super big, super huge. Maybe it's not 50, maybe it's 30. Numbers go! And then for the 2-piece, increases the damage against non-boss weapons with your auto rifle. So this stacks nice with the auto rifle we're running, which is the Positive Outlook. One of my favorite auto rifles, especially when you get the perks. Repulsor Brace, so you defeat a target, you get a Void Overshield. And then Destabilizing Rounds, so you kill one enemy, and then the other ones are volatile, and it grants volatile rounds to your weapon. So this is an ad clear machine! It's pretty crazy. I like this auto rifle a lot. For the other weapons we're running, right, going to be running the Riptide for auto-loading holster and chill clip to deal with overload champions and anyone else that's annoying. The roles that I really recommend are going to be these two, right? Auto-loading holster. That way you can whip it out, shoot something, once slows it, twice freezes it with chill clip. So chill clip is great. This is like top tier perk, and I wouldn't really put anything else on here. This is the god roll. So yeah, auto loading and chill clip for your Riptide is perfecto. I am running a masterwork charge time, so it shoots a little bit faster. Premature fusion rifle ejaculation, and then quick access sling, so we can whip it out real fast. Scare the ladies. Like I said, the Positive Outlook is the auto rifle, and then for our exotic, I'm running the Truth! You can't handle the Truth! Right, this rocket launcher is insane for DPS. It's big good, especially when you get the Catalyst. Right, get the Catalyst from like strikes or any regular playlist activities. Has a chance to drop, but you kill some enemies, you get a stacking damage buff, and then with where's the other? Oh, right here. The Truth Seeker. So the prototype Truth Seeker. When you shoot all 3 rockets at something, get hits, reload. The next 3 shots after that, and it loops. Increased fire rate, and then cluster bombs. So you just whip it out. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. It just wrecks the battlefield or bosses or anything. Super big for DPS, and it's Void. So we'll be taking advantage of both with our auto rifle and the rocket launcher. We'll be taking advantage of Void Surges on our boots, right? So running the Void Surge times 3, so 1 is plus 10% Void damage, 2 is plus 17% Void damage, and 3 is 22% Void damage. Damage, as I like to say. So running that on the boots. What else are we talking about? So for the rest of the set here, right, I do like to run the Harmonic Siphon, so the Void auto rifle. You get multiple kills, like a rapid double kill. You get a Void, or you get an Orb of Power. And then, since we are using grenades all the time, extra super energy on grenade kills. And then just a little bit of heavy ammo finder, so that way we get more rockets. Rockets! I'm running a Void Harmonic Loader, so my auto lifer, close, auto rifle. Got my merds wixed up. The reload speed is just a little bit faster for our weapons there. For the chest piece, just whatever activity I'm doing, throw in some resistances to help live, stay alive, Ricky Bobby. And then for the class, I do like throwing on this powerful overshield while finishing something. So usually if you're fighting a champion or something tough and you perform your finisher, there'll be ads around that are shooting you. So this just gives you a little bit of survivability. Perform that overshield, or excuse me, perform that finisher, get an overshield. And then, you know, if we do the healing rift, the next kill will spawn an orb with Reaper, and then time dilation. We'll get to hold on to our armor charge a little bit longer for that Void weapon surge. Okay, so let's talk about... let's go to our artifact, buddy. So I think there's only one choice here. Actually, I kind of build the build around this particular artifact because it has auto rifle perks and then void stuff. So this is going to be the go-to, right? Running the NPA repulsion regulator. So onto the breach. You kill a void debuff target, which is all the time, and you'll be making void breaches. If you ever need like a quick heal or you're like, I'm going to die, jump into the void breach and grab it to get an overshield with Protective Breach. So Protective Breach refreshes or gives you an overshield. And with overshields, I think it's a 70% damage reduction. Somebody in the comments let me know if I'm an idiot. But it makes you extra tanky and tops you up. So you'll be making breaches, pick them up. And then since we're running the auto rifle, right, sustained fire. If you continually damage combatants, you get damage resistance. And then if for targeting autoloader, as you get kills, it'll reload your weapon and increase weapon damage. So these two stack nice with our primary auto rifle. Running overload grenades helps against overload champions. I don't notice a huge difference because I usually use the Riptide to stun an enemy and an overload, and then you can just nuke him with the grenade or whatever. But this would also stun overload champions. And then Supernova, this is nice. You pick up that Void Breach. Your next source of damage creates a weakening pulse. So you're spreading weakening all over the field. That way enemies take 15% extra damage. And then Void Weapon Channeling. So you get a temporary bonus to Void Weapon damage with your Void Weapon if your abilities are charged. And I think it's like 10, 20, 30. So if you have one ability charged, you get extra 10%. So this would be like your grenade, your melee, and then your class ability. But this chances are we're gonna be chucking grenades and chucking stuff all over the time. So most of the time, this is basically just like a 10% extra damage. All right, boys, let's talk about where to get stuff. So as I said before, the Iron Banner set comes through Iron Banner. So pick that up this week. It's once every 4 weeks. They run an Iron Banner. So you can grab it right now. Another decent set that would, synchronize really well with this would be the U-Technology set, which the 4-piece gives you Void Breaches on kills. So just spawn even more Void Breaches, and that drops from regular playlist activities. Okay, so let's talk about the weapons, right? Riptide, you can no longer get it normally, so if you want yourself a Riptide, you gotta come over to Shaxx, and here you can Crucible Focus Decoding. So go over to the weapons, and right here, vendor exclusive gear. So for a Crucible engram, just earned through playing the Crucible, and then Glimmer, you can buy it. Hey, I got a Riptide right there. Whoa, let's see what we got here, pal. And oh, no dice there, Johnny. But that's the example. So you can grab yourself a Riptide that way. For the positive outlook, auto rifle, you can focus this in Vanguard Ops. So go over to your inventory, check out the attunement section, and then you're looking for Fire Team Ops. Hit the details, and there's the positive outlook, so you can attune it. This would give it a much higher drop chance while you're doing your Fire Team stuff. So, when you do your Fire Team stuff, I always just hop on the main menu, Destinations, and then it's just right here. So you can choose the Fire Team stuff, so either of these, some missions, it'll drop. It looks like this mission, the Technocrat, it's actually a bonus focus, so you get yourself an auto rifle right through there. Nice! And then the Truth rocket launcher, you have to have the Forsaken DLC. Same with the gloves, right? Those are both Forsaken. But once you have access to the DLC, buy it from the store or whatever, come on over to Exotic Gear, and it is on the second page right there. So then you can buy it. So you can get exotic ciphers from either Xur or your weekly quest line. and then you spend 125,000 Glimmer to purchase that. So if you go over to Journey, is it Journey? They're a good band. Chris, your age is showing. All right, thank you. Oh, rewards pass. Okay. So you get some from here. And then you can also get some from, if you're free, like free to play. Well, if you're free to play, you won't be getting it. But if you go to Destinations, my game just froze. Okay, perfect. What? Let's try this again. All right, so you go to Destinations. And then here is the seasonal hub. And there you go. So once you get, I'm almost there. So once you get up to rank 16 for the week, you can get another exotic cipher. And then the last one you can get from Zur, or I think a lot of the, I think I got to get it right now. Kapow, there it is right there. Nice. Okay, and as I was saying, you go ahead and get your exotic cipher and grab that rocket launcher. Okay, if you are free to play, right, I'll throw in some options for free to play, right? Instead of the truth, you can grab the two-tailed fox. So this rocket launcher does work as a void build. It is free to play. You just got to grab it from random drop chances, random engrams. And the catalyst is pretty good. It does give you a third rocket. So it does normally shoot both a void and a solar rocket, and they track. And then if you get the catalyst upgraded, it shoots a third rocket with Jolt. So this could be a nice supplementation if you don't have the Forsaken DLC. And then as a different grenade, or excuse me, as a different exotic, you know, there's a few that are free to play friendly that could also be recommended. So I like to come over to this guy, Rahul. You go to the focus decoding, and it'll show you like all the stuff that you can grab. So the Nezrak Sin, played with this forever. It's a great helmet piece. And Void Final Blows increase ability rate. So this could be with your grenade, your melee, your Void weapons. So this is also a free-to-play version that would be fantastic for the build. And then, you know, we are rocking Nova Bomb, so Skull of Dire Ahamkara. You throw extra bombs, or you throw a bomb, plus you get a free cast of Nova Bomb. This is great for boss damage. And then if you get Final Blows, it says Weapon Final Blows while you're have Devour active, grant super energy. So this would also be a super great exotic. But anyway, boys, if this video was helpful, throw a like down. Subscribe is always appreciated, and let me know what you think about this build. And I'll see you in the next one later.